Difficulty asking for help. Survivors in cult and abusive relationships often have difficulty reaching out for support. I'm David McDermott, and there are 8 factors that are going on behind the scenes here that I think are worth talking about. The first thing is that it's very common that you feel isolated and alone, and you think that people won't understand your situation. You've difficulty yourself understanding or making sense of what is happening to you, and you realise that it's probably going to be very hard to explain to anyone else. They will think I'm mad. They will blame me for what happened. What if they think I'm the problem? Added to this is the idea that you are trained to believe that anything bad in the situation is your own fault. You're programmed to take responsibility for everything that goes wrong with you and around you. Something that is not often talked about is that you are made to believe that you should be able to sort these things out on your own too. The repeated message you got was, you did this, you should be able to fix it. Because you believe that you are at fault for all the misery of your life, you often also feel ashamed and embarrassed for allowing the abuse to happen and accepting it for so long. Questions such as, how did I not see it? Why did I believe them? Just add to the self-blame. The stigma of admitting you were abused can silence a person for a long time. The shame can become a prison. If the facts were such that you were allowing the abuse to happen, shame and embarrassment would be appropriate. But in mind-controlled environments, such feelings are misplaced because you are not actually allowing anything. It was never your informed, conscious choice to tolerate the abuse. You were tricked, deceived, coerced, and even threatened into staying in the situation. Leaving was not a viable option for a long time. Even when you recognized it as abuse, you could not stop it. Isolation is the 4th consideration. Isolation in cults can be very strong. Outsiders are made out to be evil, corrupted, unenlightened, even dangerous. Even in intimate relationships, people are isolated from family and friends. Your friends are a bad influence. Your family does not understand us. You can trust me more than them. On leaving the situation, switching quickly to, hey, I need help here, is for all intents and purposes impossible. Those beliefs about outsiders have to be undone to some extent first. But now we're in a loop with no way out. Some cult members even feel that the only person who can actually help them is the cult leader. This makes no sense, but it gives you an idea of the reality that the cult members live in. There's another dynamic that happens in cults but can also occur in toxic families and intimate relationships. I know more than others. Many different cultic groups all offer development or betterment of the members. Not only do personal development groups offer personal growth, but religious, political, sports groups, Eastern philosophy and commercial groups also lead their members to find the inner person, improve it, and create new realities. This work on the self is actually a cover for installing a false personality, a pseudo-personality in the cult members. This new personality is programmed to believe in and trust the leader, recruit new members, and so on. The pseudo-personality is also programmed to believe they know human beings and relationships better than people outside the group, because they've been actively studying and improving themselves according to the tenets of the group. This sense of elitism continues even after the person leaves the group. If you believe you know more about human interactions than others, then there's no point in going to them for help because they won't be as knowledgeable as you are. But of course, trying to fix the problem with information that got you into the problem in the first place will never work. Another layer of this is that many cults are anti-system, whether that's government, education, medicine, and so on. This includes mental health. Many groups disparage and outright criticize psychologists, psychiatrists, and indeed any other therapists. What do they know? They're not studying the extraordinary ideas that we have here. Again, these ideas persist in the minds of the person even after they've left the group, and it makes it difficult to consider going to someone who could potentially help. This is, after all, the aim of the cult leaders. They want people to devalue the mental health professions in the minds of the members so that it is difficult for ex-members to ask for any kind of help later. And there is more. The person the manipulator turned you into, this pseudo-personality, has a beneficial filter in place in favour of the manipulator. You are trained to be intolerant of criticism of them and to defend them. When you start talking up about the manipulator, it often feels like somehow you are betraying them. Even when you recognise they were bad, it somehow feels wrong to be bad-mouthing them. And it can be distinctly different writing an anonymous post on the internet and talking to another person directly about how nasty the manipulator was. The sense of betrayal can be very strong initially. It can actually feel dangerous. If I talk out, how are they going to respond? What might they do to me if they find out? Many people do not realise how deeply fear becomes embedded into everyday life in abusive situations. And number 8, your decision making. For the longest time, your decisions were made to keep the manipulator happy, to take care of their needs. You're not used to making decisions with your health and well-being at the centre. So what do you do about all this? The trick here is to recognise the programming that has been put in place. It was not random, it was deliberate. Understand why it has been done to you. Because when you understand something, you have choices about changing it. Asking for help is not always easy at the start, but it makes the overall recovery process much, much easier. It also enhances the probability of a full recovery, because without expert help from someone who understands mind control, people continue to have difficulties for years. The next tip is available here. Mind yourself. Take care.